Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Jeffy and this is my best friend, Android the Chihuahua. Today we're going to be working with some melt and pour soap and we're going to be making these really cool geodes. I found some little squishy guys at Michael's and I cannot wait to get them into some soap. But before we get into this project, please hit that like button and subscribe so you can see more of our wonderful soaping videos. I found these when I was just roaming around at Michael's and they had a bunch of different types of little squishy guys you could get. These little packages were super cheap. I think it was under $3. And here we have our first squishy guy. He is a panda. He's pretty cute. And then the second squishy we got in our pack was a cute little ducky. And the design we're going to be going for today is this really cool geode. The little squishy guys fit inside perfectly. I found this geode mold at Hobby Lobby. It was originally priced at $6.99, but it was on sale when I went in, and they always have coupons. For this project, we're going to be finishing up my bottle of Plumeria fragrance oil. When you're measuring out fragrance oil for melt and pour soap, you want to measure about ½ an ounce of fragrance oil for every 1 pound of soap that you use. Our first layer of soap is going to need to be see-through so we can see our little guys through the top. So I'm just going to melt down some clear melt and pour soap and then we'll get going. Everything's looking nice and ready. So we're just going to put some clear melt and pour in the bottom of that and then squish him in a good direction. And I see bubbles already, so before I even put him in, I'm going to spray that with some alcohol. Now I think we're ready for our bear. And I'm just going to pour in some melt and pour. Spritz the top with some alcohol. And I'll get our little ducky into place. Once this layer gets a little bit harder, we'll come back and add some more color to the top of these geodes. To prepare our colors, I have 4 little cups here. I'm going to fill each of these cups with a little bit of alcohol. Next, I'm going to toss in a little bit of each of our mica powders. And these are our finished colors. Now when we melt our melt and pour soap, we can just pour a little bit of these colors in as we go. Our panda is looking amazing, so I have melted us down some more clear melt and pour. Alright, I put a little bit of dye in each soap. I need to get these mixed really quick and then we'll pour them into our molds. Before pouring our next layer, we're going to spritz the inside of that with just a little bit of alcohol. Normally I spritz the top with alcohol to get rid of any bubbles, but I love how that looks and spritzing it would make the micas move around a lot, so I'm just going to leave it and we'll go to our next layer once it dries. For the next layer of our bear soap, we're going to make a little bowl of white melt and pour, and then I'm going to make a pretty good sized bowl of our clear melt and pour. I'm going to be pouring quite a bit of this black onyx glitter into our clear melt and pour for this layer. This color looks so beautiful, I almost don't want to pour anything else with it. But I'm hoping we can get a really cool swirl from this. First, I'm going to spritz this with some alcohol. Then I'm going to pour in my entire black container. And I'm just going to drizzle in this white. I'm going to use a toothpick to kind of get that near the edges because I don't know that we got a good enough swirl in this. For the next layer of our bear soap, we're going to be melting down some clear melt and pour. I'm going to add a little bit of this Snowflake Sparkle by Nurture Soap. I'm also going to be adding some of this fine silver rainbow glitter from Brambleberry. That is such a nice color. I'm going to spritz this with some alcohol. Then we're ready to apply our next layer. Now I'm going to throw this in the microwave in that same little cup. And I'm just going to pour a little bit of white in the middle of that. We're going to let that mixture dry and then we'll pour one final layer of white on the top of this. I just poured our final layer of melt and pour soap. It's just clear white, and now I'm going to spritz the top with some alcohol. Our little bear looks so good. I'm ready to unmold him. I just pulled our bear out of the mold, and he looks so fabulous. This bear seriously has the best sparkles. What a beautiful bear stone. I just found this snowflake sparkle from Nurture Soap, and I actually think I'm going to use this one instead of this because this is very rainbowy, and I think it might throw us off from our blue design. This color is intense. I'm in love with it. Now this I want to get to a pretty thick consistency, so I'm just going to keep on swirling it around until it gets kind of clumpy. It's starting to get kind of goopy. I want it to get just a little bit thicker so we can try and make some cool waves on our next layer. All right, it's setting up fast, so I'm just going to plop it in. I have a little bit of white melt and pour here. I'm going to mix in some of our deep blue. I spritzed the top of our duck with some alcohol, and we're pouring. Next, I'm going to throw another big chunk of white melt and pour in the microwave. I'm going to dump what we have left of our alcohol mica powder of our light blue color into our little mold. Okay, I'm going to squish it around. Okay, now I'm just going to pour on our white melt and pour and hope we get a cool design. For the next layer of our duck toy, we're going to melt a little bit of white melt and pour. We're going to do a really thin line of that. And then I'm going to come in really quickly with some black onyx sparkle mixed with some clear melt and pour. And hopefully that'll give us a cool swirl. This side of the duck is absolutely stunning. I'm in love with that wall. The colors just look so incredible. I love the swirl that we got. Our duck looks like he's coming up on a wave or something because he's not exactly even, but he's stunning. This was such a fun project. I really hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I did. If you want to see more videos like this, please hit that like button and subscribe so I can see you in the next video.